Welcome back to Gallatin, Tennessee for Game 2 of today's TCCAA Conference Tournament doubleheader conference tournament. That was basketball. Conference play between Chattanooga State and VolState. A little focusing issue here as the umpires and coaches are meeting. Let's see if we can get the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups here. First for the visitors who won game 1, 12-9, Salem Odell back in the leadoff spot. She's playing center field. Cameron Radley batting second, playing second. Layla Turner out in right field, now batting third. Allie Fleck moves into the infield as the cleanup hitter. She'll play first. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, Hallie Uberoth. Batting sixth is Alexis Rosano playing third base. Abigail Walker in the left field. Batting seventh, Brooklyn Moon back behind the plate hitting eighth, and Shelby Hathcock, the DP, batting ninth. And in the circle, Ashlea Coble, 5'11" sophomore from Columbia, Tennessee, will take on the Lady Pioneers lineup that looks like this. Alyssa Dixon leads off playing second base. Abby Merle in center field batting second. Maddie Goad in the 3-hole plays first base. Maddie Shinton at third base hitting cleanup. The shortstop is Mally Grizzle. She'll bat fifth. Nia Dawson bat sixth playing right field. KJ Irwin back behind the plate. She'll hit seventh. Caitlin Dillard in left hitting eighth. And rounding out the lineup, Kirsten Smith, the DP, as the redshirt sophomore, KD, Caitlin Davis, out in the circle. Caitlin on for her 18th appearance. It's her 12th start. As you see, the clouds have arrived. We are ready to go. First pitch apparently misses in. Ball one. Have to get used to a different strike zone here. Salem Odell leading off. Looks at ball two. Caitlin leads the club in innings pitched at 72 innings. That's fourth in the conference. She has 72 strikeouts coming in. Gets the call there. That's second in the conference. 4 complete games, a shutout, and 1 save. Trying to get the split of the doubleheader. It's a swing and a miss on a pitch that disappeared when it got to the plate. Odell 2 for 5 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Had a double. Scored a run, drove in a run. And goes down swinging here to begin the game. A strikeout. We're out number 1. I'll bring up Cameron Radley, the second baseman from right here in Gallatin. She had a very productive game. Came to the plate 5 times. Was productive all 5 times. 2 for 2 in her last 2 plate appearances. Drove in a run with a single in the 4-run 6th and doubled and scored as that was hit over to the third baseman, Maddie Shinton, who throws on to first to Maddie Goad for out number 2. Bradley walked twice in that game, drove in a couple of runs, scored a couple. Layla Turner, it's her turn. It's Layla Turner's turn. Looks at a called strike. Did not collect a hit in the game. Picked up a couple of walks, a run scored, and a RBI, but she has just left the yard here on a 2-out opposite field home run. Heads up out there to the fans who are watching the game just over the left field fence. And just as in game 1, Chattanooga State takes the early 1-0 lead on a solo home run with 2 outs. I'm sorry, first one was leading off batter. That was Hallie Uberoth. Turner picks up her 8th home run. Now tied with Salem Odell, 2nd on the club. Allie Fleck had a big game, game 1. She hit her 2nd home run of the year. Collected 5 RBIs on a 2-for-5. Scored once. Playing first base here in game 2. Caitlin Davis gets ahead 1-2 on Fleck, the cleanup hitter. Chattanooga State leads the conference in home runs. That's their 3rd of the day. Fleck and Uberoth had homers in game 1, and now Layla Turner picks up number 8 on the season. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a ground ball toward Dixon at second. Up and over to Goad for out number 3. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left aboard. Heading to the bottom of the first. Chat State leads 1-0. Alyssa Dixon, Abby Merle, Maddie Goad to face Ashlea Coble. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's what I was provided before the game. She's a 5'11" sophomore. Dixon takes a called strike. Cleveland State handing it to the Pioneers in game 2 of their doubleheader. They have a 9-0 lead. As a slow roller to second, Radley up with it quickly over to first, and by a half a step, they get Dixon for out number 1. One second baseman retires another. That brings up Abby Merle. Dixon now 0 for 5 on the day. Came in pretty hot, but been cooled off by Chat State pitching. Merle looks at a pitch in the right-handed batter's box, and it is ball 1. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Merle had one of the 11 hits for VolState in game 1. Scored a run, was also hit by a pitch. It didn't hurt, it just hit her shirt, I think. 1-1 is up. Merle, a redshirt sophomore transfer from Cleveland State. 5'7". Swings and misses. Runs down to first. I had the wrong strikes. So a strikeout. I think she was out on the catch. Don't know that the throw needed to be made. Matty Goad stands in with 2 out, nobody on. Pops this one up on the right side. It's an easy bottom of the first for Chattanooga State. Just in fair territory. Ground out, strikeout, and a pop out ends the first. 1-0, Chat State leads here in game 2. Ali Uberoth to lead off for Chat State here in the second inning, facing Caitlin Davis. Swing and a miss as Davis steps on a fastball. A lot of D's on this club. 6 of them. Squaring around the bunt. Fouls that back. Dawson Davis, Deering Denrider, Dillard Dixon. 6 Lady Pioneers. The funny thing is they call her LG, little girl. 0-2 pitch. Grounded to short. It's going to be a tough hop there, Grizzle. As that one go up off of her glove, allowing Uberoth to reach on the E6. Alexis Rosano stands in. Chat State third baseman. She swings in the first pitch. Lines it into the bullpen down the visitors' right field side. Rosano attempts a bunt, fouls it off. She's down in the count 0-2. She was 1 for 4 in game 1, had a single and a run scored. Struck out twice. You know that NJA, it says Berlin. I thought Berlin was in Germany as she goes down swinging. I think it's a typo. Now that I see the YouTube chat, it said they were in New Jersey. We'll try to put 1 and 2 together and come up with 3, and that 3 is New Jersey. Berlin, New Jersey, not Berlin, Germany. Caitlin Davis's grandmother watching game 2. She's checked in on the YouTube chat. In there for a called strike to Abigail Walker, who ate the left field fence in an attempt to try to run down Maddie Shinton's home run in the bottom of the 7th. She came up, no worse for the wear. Ground ball to Shinton. She's going to go to second for 1. They get the lead out as Uberoth is very tired. Now 2 outs as Walker grounds into the fielder's choice. Nice play by Shinton. Brooklyn Moon stands in. Well, had a tough day at the plate with the bat. She fouls that first pitch off. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in game 1. Well, he came in with 1 strikeout to begin with. She's going to take that one off the left thigh. And runners at first and second. VolState pitching has plunked a few Lady Tigers today. I believe that's 3. Courtney Denrider hit a couple get away from her. Now the number 9 hitter, Shelby Hathcock, the DP, fouls first pitch she sees from Caitlin Davis. Hathcock 0 for 1. She was hit by a pitch. Then she was pinch ran for. Kennedy Hedrick came in and ran for her and scored a run. Hathcock now down in the count 0-2. 5'8" freshman from Springville, Alabama. Throw down to first, as KJ Irwin likes to do. Try to go backside. Moon back in time. 1-2 pitch. Fouled at the plate. Irwin took a bite out of that one. She'll walk it off. She's tough. She's a hockey player. Or wears similar equipment. And has a similar job as a hockey goalie. You want your catcher to keep the ball from the backstop if you can. They need to catch it. 1-2 is up. On deck, leadoff batter Salem Odell. Caitlin would like to see her leading off the third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Popped up into right field. Nia Dawson has that one measured. Makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits, 1 error. 2 runners left aboard. 1-0 Chat State leads. We head to the bottom of the second. Let's go over the upcoming games for VolState. They will be on the road in their next doubleheader. It'll be next Thursday, I believe it is. Let's see. Today's Saturday. That's not going to be Thursday. It's going to be Tuesday. Tuesday the 24th. They go to Dyersburg, and then they'll come back next Friday and take on Dyersburg at home. And then back out on the road on April Fool's Day to take on Jackson State. And then back here on April 7th. I don't think I am available to broadcast the next 2 home games. I believe baseball is playing at home. Next Friday they are, and on the 7th, VolState plays baseball. We move to the bottom of the second. Maddie Shinton, cleanup hitter to face Coble. Got a 1-2-3 inning, and there's ground ball right back to her, and she has been efficient. A couple of the hitters, I think, in the first, swinging at first pitches. She probably doesn't have 10 pitches yet, and she's got 4 outs. Mally Grizzle stands in. Looks at a pitch inside. Grizzle from Liberty Creek High School in hometown of Portland. Good looking player in the field and at the plate. It's the swing and a miss on a changeup. Mally's 1 for 2 in game one. She had a double, scored a run, also walked twice. Came in hitting .404. That batting average goes up. A one hopper to third. Rosanna over to Fleck for 2 up, 2 down, 5 straight retired by Coble to begin game two. Dawson looks to become the first base runner. She's in scoring position when she comes to the plate. Dawson 1 for 4 in game one. The loss, 12-9 loss to Chattanooga. If you're just joining me. One-zero pitch. Count now 2 balls and no strikes. On deck, KJ Irwin. Dawson, a freshman from Goodlettsville, Tennessee, attended DCA. She started to go, and that pitch is outside. They're going to check down with the first base umpire, who's in the wrong position to be able to call that, but they got the call in game one with that same scenario, left-handed batter and an umpire down the first base line. He's not out of position. He's where he's supposed to be. You can't call typically a close check swing on a left-handed batter if you're down the first base line. Normally check with the third base umpire. And he is Noah Stockey. Full count Ministries, full count to Dawson. Ground ball to second. That's where ground balls go to die. Cameron Radley gathers that up and throws over to her friend Allie Fleck for another 3 up, 3 down inning for VolState. We're through 2, scheduled for 7 here. 1-0, Chat State leads. Ladies are ready to go for the top of the third. Top of the order for Chat State, Salem Odell, Cameron Radley, Layla Turner to face the third-year Lady Pioneer, Caitlin Davis. The lights are on here at Nichols Softball Complex. Caitlin out all last year as that ball's grounded again off the glove of Grizzle. It'll be another E6 as she's struggling with that second hop. Odell goes opposite way. Reaches on the second error of the game by Grizzle. Lady Pioneers are able to work out of the jam in the second after Uberoth reached on the error. Ground ball down to third on the bunt. Shinton throws down to Dixon, and the sack bunt works. Cameron Radley with the sacrifice. She's out 5-4. Down to second goes Odell. Not been a lot of stealing attempts here in the games. Layla Turner, who went opposite field for a home run just over the yellow protective plastic over the top of the wall into the lap of the fan sitting beyond the left field wall. That was her 8th of the year. Davis being a little careful with the base open. Turner's first hit of the day, not her first RBIs. That's in there for a called strike. Popped up on the left side, playable. Grizzle out. She's going to make the catch in front of Caitlin Dillard, route number 2. Now Fleck stands in. No other scores in softball to be able to pass on. They're not live scoring apparently, and other than the 12-9 victory by Chat State here at Gallatin. It's the only score that I see. And that hasn't been posted either. Strike called in the right-handed batter's box. If you haven't been here to Nichols Complex, the softball complex, the press box is right on top of the field. Not much distance between the plate glass window in front of me and the backstop netting. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside. I feel like I'm the umpire's supervisor. I'm sure he doesn't want to hear me. But the window doesn't open, so he's not going to be able to hear me. But if we had an open window, he would. Smashed to second. Dixon, like she might have closed her eyes and made that catch. Kind of shied to it and got the glove in the right spot. That ball was blistered by Fleck, who's now been retired with 2 groundouts. And again, Caitlin Davis works around a leadoff error. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left aboard. Pioneers looking to get a base runner here in the ball game. Be right back. KJ Irwin getting her first at-bat of game 2. Looks at ball 1. Ashlea Coble last pitched a week ago, March 14th. 4 innings against Edison State. 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Struck out 3. Shelby Hathcock came in. Finish up the game with 2 innings of 1 hit, shutout. Softball lined out of play. A Chick-fil-A at Gallatin foul ball. Prior to that, she had 2 2/3 innings against Northwest Shoals. Did go 6 innings in conference play in a 4-2 loss at Dyersburg State. Popped up on the left side. This should be easy for Uberoth, and it is. Route number 1, 7 straight retired by Coble. Greensburg State scored 2 in the first, 2 in the third in that game. Coble went the distance, giving up 6 hits, 4 runs. 2 of those were earned. Walked 2, struck out 3. As Caitlin Dillard looks at a pitch well away from her for called strike. Couple hopper to short. Uberoth quickly over to first for out number 2. Don't blink here in college softball. Everything happens fast. Kirsten Smith stepping to the plate, looking for her first hit of the day. Let's see if she swings at that first pitch, as she likes to do. She does not. Ground down a couple flyouts in game 1. Trying to become the first base runner for VolState here in game 2. Nice hack there. Fouls it off the screen. Kirsten, a digital and broadcast media major here at VolState. If she wasn't playing softball, she'd be up here broadcasting with me as that little pop-up hits the grass, the catcher's right. She comes back limping to behind the plate. Not sure if she got up wrong or not, but Kirsten's 5'6" sophomore, daughter of Greg and Kathleen Smith, sister to Shelby. Got a grandma in Louisville and a grandma in Accordon, Indiana. Listen, Costley, the first base coach, wants nothing to do with that ground ball. She's a young mother, and she doesn't have a glove on that hand. Looks over at Christian Lynn, the young head coach here at VolState. She's smiling. Christian will make a play on a foul ball. 0-2 pitch. Another sliced foul. That gets into the visitors' bullpen. Count remains 0-2. Coble trying to slide through the first 3 innings unscathed. Again, the #1 pitching staff in the conference. Came in 1.90 ERA. That's going to have gone up with the 9 runs, 8 of which were earned in game 1. VolState gave up 12 runs, and I believe 8 of those were earned. And Kirsten takes a plunking. And there's your first base runner. It's a hit. Batter. Fifth hit batter of the year for Coble to bring up the top of the lineup. Alyssa Dixon grounded out to second base in the home half of the first. And there is Christian Lynn making the one-handed grab. Ground ball to short, backhanded by Uberoth. And the throw to Fleck at first. A late move to the camera for me. Broadcaster error. The 6-3 put out. Fighting ants and I'm fighting ladybugs up here. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. We're through 3. This one's going quick. Be right back. Cleveland State came back after losing game 1 in baseball yesterday to VolState and won the doubleheader today. 10-0 drubbing of the Pioneers in game 2, it appears. Haley Uberoth has led off a lot of innings. Fouls that one off. Apparently the first one not called a strike. At least according to the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. On a strike to the Chat State shortstop. It reached on an error by the shortstop. Check swing foul. Uberoff came north to play softball. She's from Milton, Florida. Milton was my dad's first name. You don't hear that name given out to babies anymore. Nor his middle name of Henry. You'll hear that a few times now, but you don't ever hear Milton. He was called Mick, though. Don't know how that happened. Or Milt. Lifted out to left field. Dillard's turning, and she's going to play that one off the base of the fence. Her throw in is not in time. Uberoth with a leadoff double. Second hit of the game for Chat State. Both are extra bases. And both are by left-handed hitters to the opposite field. That brings up the Garden State, New Jersey. Alexis Rosano. I think her family calls her Lex. Squaring around the bunt. She pops it up. Backwards, as they say sometimes down in the South. Backer or backwards? You don't know if you're coming or going. Moves out of the way of that inside fastball. Not bunting there. On deck, Abigail Walker. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to score a run. Murrow gloves. Her throw going to come to second base. Back-to-back hits. Given Chat State a 2-0 lead. Rosano now 1 for 2. She lays down a bunt. Shinton gloves and throws over to Dixon. Throw back to second. Rosano back in time. Couple of sack bunts in the game for Chat State, expecting apparently a tighter contest. Rosano attempted to bunt the first strike, but then came back and got a base hit. Brooklyn Moon swings and misses. She had a 2-strike count last time and got hit by a pitch. And she's looking at a 2-strike count now. Again, you're struggling to hit the ball and you're striking out. It seems like when you walk up to the plate, you have an 0-2 count. 0-2. Swinging a foul tip. Irwin could not hang on to it. Davis looking for the punch out. Richard Murray watching from Cleveland, Tennessee. You just get done watching your Cougars put it to the Pioneers baseball. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for KD. Caitlin Davis picks up her third. Now 2 out. Number 9 hole hitter Shelby Hathcock, who flew out to end the second. Richard Murray The all-world everything up there at Cleveland State. Scorekeeper, public address announcer, TCCAA administrative official. Basically Mike Campbell's right-hand man at conference tournaments for sure. He might even be around longer than Bobby Hudson, the athletic director at VolState. I don't know that I got the correct number from Richard when I saw him for the conference basketball tournament. Bobby Hudson's been here at VolState for 40 years. Ball gets away into third base. Goes Rosano. Check that again. I'm not sure what's going on out here. I'm hearing some chatter, but I can't really tell where it's coming from. Not sure if KJ could have had that one or not. 3-1 pitch is fouled off, and will the Full Count Ministries full count. Using Full Count Ministries equipment here, we got 2 cameras going, and those are full count cameras. I got my start in broadcasting. Full count rhythm baseball 5 years ago. Strike 3 on the outside corner. KD gets another strikeout. This ends the inning, but Chattanooga State puts another one on the board. Leadoff double by Hallie Uberoth and a single by Alexis Rosano. Drive in the second run of the game. 2 runs, or 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're getting the pitching duel that I thought we'd get in both games. Didn't get it in game 1. That's a 12-9 victory by Chattanooga State. But 2-0 here is VolState looking for their first hit of the game. As Yogi Berra says, it gets late early in 7-inning games. I don't know that he added that last part. VolState batting here in the 4th against Ashlea Coble, pitching a no-hit shutout so far. Abby Merle will lead off and look at a called strike. So, Richard, give me the total number on YouTube chat. You're making me do the math. Came to Cleveland in 77 and been reaffiliated since 91. I know how 91 to 2026 is because that's when my son was born. 1991. I know he's 34. Be 35 later on in the year. How long were you at Cleveland State? From 77 to whenever you left. And I'm assuming you didn't get fired because they let you come back. Bobby Hudson went to school here at VolState. That was back in the late 70s. Sliced foul. Then he went on to MTSU. Did his degree, and I think he came back in 1986. Was a coach. Didn't become the athletic director until 20 years ago, 2006. I think he replaced Richard Moore, longtime coach and athletic director here at VolState. The gymnasium is named after him, the floor at least. Richard Moore Gymnasium. Full Count Ministries, full count to Abby Merle trying to get a rally started for the Lady Pioneers. Ground ball right back to Coble. She snags it before it heads into center field for out number 1. She's made a couple of those plays. She's got a big glove out there in the circle. Maddie Goad will come to the plate. Popped out to the first baseman her first time up. It is Maddie Goad time. Coble checks her wrist. Delivers a changeup at the letters for a called strike. 5'8" freshman. Daughter of Daniel and Christina Goad. Sister to Easton, granddaughter of Nanny in Huntsville. And Willie and Grandma there in Tullahoma. Murray County, I believe that is. She's a general studies major. She can play first or third. She's a corner infielder. Shies away from that inside fastball. She was a find for Christian Lynn for sure. She and Maddie Shinton, Mally Grizzle, Alyssa Dixon, 2 or 4. Add Anaya Dawson and that 5 starting freshman to go along with redshirt sophomore Abby Merle, sophomore KJ Irwin. Outside. Chattanooga State wanted that pitch. And a Full Count Ministries full count. Coble rocks and fires his ground ball on the left side. It's going to be a tough play for Uberoth. Her throw dug out of there by Fleck. Nice play by Uberoth and Fleck to retire Goad. Put a star on both the 6 and the 3 there. Uberoth had to range far into the hole. Backhanded it, came up with a throw that was a little bit short in the dirt. Fleck dug it right out. Maddie Shinton, who likes to swing at the first pitch, takes it for a called strike. She grounded right back to Coble, leading off the second. VolState, the leading hitting team in the conference, being set down by Ashlea Coble. The ball's hit out to right center field. Looks like easy peasy lemon squeezy for Layla Turner, who makes the catch for another 1-2-3 inning for Coble. VolState's only base runner, a hit batter, Kirsten Smith. We're headed to the top of the 5th, 2-0. Chattanooga State leads. Tim Reese back on the VolState Sports Network. We're on YouTube. It's free, and if it's free, it's for me. Give me 3. It's my motto. Pretty good motto. Top of the lineup for the Lady Tigers facing Caitlin Davis. That one's bowled up there and gets over the shoulder of our home plate umpire. Looking around, wondering where that ball went. Popped up, might be playable. Shinton over Grizzle and Dillard have a confab over there, the three Amigas, but they can't haul that one in. The lands in the grass. Inside the fenced-in area here at the Nichols Softball Complex. Ground ball right back to Caitlin. She gloves underhands over to Goad. Round number 1. Just texted my daughter down in Mississippi and said, "Why is your phone silenced?" And she said, "Well, the 4-year-old granddaughter, Sloan, had her phone all morning. Apparently she knows how to do that." Cameron Radley 0 for 1 with a sack bunt. Takes a healthy cut. Comes up empty. Good-looking player. She can pick it at second base for sure. Very productive batter. Gives you what you need. Whether it's a sack bunt, timely walk, sack fly. Came into the day hitting .371. Played in every game so far for Chattanooga State. Got good speed, and Davis got long arms. Caitlin snags another one. Racking up the assists. Both pitchers have a couple ground balls back to them. Layla Turner 1 for 2. She had a big fly in the first, her 8th home run. Gave Chattanooga State the 1-0 lead as she fouls first pitch off. Turner from Cook, Vegas. Cookville, Tennessee. Last year, a first-team all-conference selection. Way out in front of that changeup. Just got a tip of the bat on that. Down in the count 0-2. Davis looking for her first 1-2-3 inning. Two runs, 3 hits for Chattanooga. No runs, no hits for VolState. If you're looking at the overall record for Chattanooga State, it's not going to be pretty because they had to forfeit 13 of their first 18 games, which were wins. Line drive past the diving glove of Dixon. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. And another extra base hit for Turner. She picks up a double. Hitless in game 1, but she has picked up 2 extra base hits here in game 2. Allie Fleck 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs to second, stands in. Turner batting average coming in was at .259. She's collected her 5th double of the year. Grab ball to the right side. Goat stays down, bobbles a bit, but collects it in her glove and steps on the base for the 3rd out in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. It is the 7th inning stretch, but it's the 5th inning. It's a 5th inning stretch in a 7-inning game. I might just stand up as I take a break. We'll be right back on the VolState Sports Network. all stretched and ready to go. Bottom of the fifth. Mally Grizzle takes ball one. Alyssa Costley, she's taking her drink down to first base with her. What are you drinking, Alyssa? Water. Popped up on the right side. Radley with the catch for out number one. Mally Grizzle now 0 for 2. Everybody at this point is over. Nia Dawson grounded out to second. Her first time up. Had lots of sunshine for the start of game one. Lots of clouds here for game two, and the lights are on. Dawson, a left-handed hitter, bends the knees as the pitch comes in. Takes it for ball two. .411 hitter. Lots of extra base hits. And she is able to hold up on the changeup. Oh, fat fingered that one. 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield playing straight away and regular depth. Dawson with 6 triples. Leads the conference. She's got 5 home runs. And now a walk. First walk of the game for Ashlea Coble. Said she's a sophomore, but I don't think that she played for Chattanooga State last year. Weakly hit ground ball to the pitcher. Coble just goes to first. Acts as though it's a sacrifice, but it's an 0 for 1 for KJ Irwin. And she wasn't just merely trying to get the runner over to second. Now 2 outs, Caitlin Dillard at the plate. Grounded out to short. See if she tries to lay down a bunt here to get on the bag. She does not. Swings and tries to get one by Rosano down at third. So I'm not sure where Ashlea Coble played last year. Says she played at Zion Christian Academy. She's from Columbia, Tennessee. Guess there's a chance she was injured last year and played 2 years ago like Caitlin Davis did. 1-1. Catches the outside corner. Winks at it at least. The 1-2. Runner's taken off, and she's going to get in there with a stolen base. Dawson with a steal. Sure, VolState had a steal in game one. The pitch is high for Full Count Ministries, full count. Nia Dawson had a stolen base in game one. Ball 4. Pretty close based on where they've been calling them today. Runners at the corners for Kirsten Smith. Was hit by a pitch the last time she came to the plate, the number 9 hole hitter. Let's see if Dillard takes off to see if get a little bit of action going. Dillard 9 stolen bases. Dawson now with 14 with the 2 today. Swing and a miss. Dillard did not go. Kirsten, a sophomore from Louisville. Right down the can. Dillard gets in at second base without a throw. But it's 0-2 on Smith. Coble checks a wrist and delivers. Swinging a foul, or not a foul. Ball got out of the glove of Moon, and it's going to be a strikeout. And a 2-3 to complete said strikeout. Second of the game by Coble. State still cannot push any runners across the plate. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 walks were left aboard. We are through 5 innings. VolState doesn't have a hit or a run. 2-0, Chat leads. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Couple innings left here in game 2. Chattanooga with a run in the first. It's a solo home run by Layla Turner. And then a run in the 4th. RBI single by Alexis Rosano. To score, Allie Uberoth, who is coming to the plate here to lead off the 6th. She has led off all 3 times she's come to the plate in this game. Pitch delivered by Caitlin Davis in there for a called strike. Davis did not pitch last year. She was out injured. But had a fantastic freshman season. Finished with the most games started with 27, the most innings pitched, 176. Changeup swung on and missed. 3rd in strikeouts with 126. 3rd in ERA at 2.43. And 2nd in victories. She had 19 wins. On the outside corner at the knees for a called strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Davis. Uberoth now 1 for 3. Brings up Rosano 1 for 2. And the 2 out, or the single with Uberoth at second base. A couple of innings ago, takes a healthy hack there, comes up empty. Eastern Regional is what it indicates as to where she went to high school. Berlin, New Jersey. On the inside corner. She started to back away. Pitch came across. She's a sophomore. Ground ball right back to Caitlin. She knocks it down. She'll throw it overhand this time to Maddie Goad for out number 2. First two retired here in the 6th. Abigail Walker steps in. She had a sacrifice bunt last time up. Nobody to sacrifice for here as she swings away and fouls it off. It's actually Rosano's 3rd year with Chat State. Check swing, called a strike. Did not play last year, played 57 games 2 years ago, which she and Caitlin Davis would have been freshmen. Slow roller to short. Grizzle gloves and a strong throw over to first base. There is the first 1-2-3 inning for Caitlin Davis. Maybe that's the impetus for a big inning for the Bats. VolState needs to get on the hop here. Trail 2-0. Be right back. Top of the order for VolState. Alyssa Dixon, Abby Merle, and Maddie Goad. Nobody's been able to handle Ashlea Coble yet. VolState's least number of hits in a game was in the very first one of the year against Florida Southwestern State College, which at the time, possibly still are, one of the top teams in the country. First pitch to Dixon in there for a called strike. She's a couple ground outs. That's popped up. That's playable. Rosano gloves it in front of the VolState dugout for out number 1. Dixon riding that struggle bus today. She's 0 for 7. Abby Merle stands in a strikeout and a ground out. Left-handed hitter from Unionville, Tennessee. Need to figure out where that is. I don't have that in my brain. Coble delivers low. Cheering going on ground ball. Rosano on one hop and a sidearm throw to Fleck for out number 2. Rosano's been money down there at third base for the Lady Tigers. Maddie Goad stands in. Swings at the first pitch. Layla Turner over playing her shaded down the line. She makes a backhanded catch in foul territory for a 1-2-3 inning. 3 up, 3 down, and Ashlea Coble is 3 outs away from picking up the victory. Heading to the top of the 7th, 2-0, Chattanooga State leads. 8, 9, and 1 to face Caitlin Davis, and we'll have a pinch hitter for Brooklyn Moon. This is Taylor Sherwood, who pinch hit in game 1. Takes a healthy hack there, comes up empty. Sherwood walked in her plate appearance in game 1. You don't get the same distance off the plate on the right side to a right-hander as you do to a left-hander on the left side of the plate, I've noticed here for either one of these umpires. That's right down the can for strike 2. Fouled off the screen. Count remains 1-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Sherwood retired. She goes down looking. 6th strikeout of the game for Caitlin Davis. That'll bring up Shelby Hathcock, 0 for 2. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. Chattanooga State. They'll be at Walters State on Wednesday. Take on the Lady Senators, and then next Friday back home to face Jackson State. They got a rough stretch with 2 with Vol and 2 with Walters. Walters State always a tough game. They're 8-4 in the conference, though. 14-14 overall. 2 hopper to Dixon at second. She plays it off her belly into the glove for out number 2. Back to the top of the lineup. Only 4 hits in the game for Chattanooga State. 2 by Turner. 1 each by Hallie Uberoth and Alexis Rosano. No hits for VolState in the game. And no runs. It's in there for a called strike, probably right at the letters. Odell 0 for 3. Now 2 for 8 in the doubleheader. 1-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner. Davis trying to retire her 7th batter in a row. Give her team a chance, being only down by 2. So VolState's least number of hits in a game in that first game, an 8-0 loss to Florida Southwestern State College, who's ranked 4th in the country right now. Change up, fouled at the plate. After that, they had 4 hits in a 10-0 loss to Northeast Alabama, who may also be ranked. Ground ball, that's going to be up the middle. 5th hit of the game for Chat State, and Odell picks up her first. Cameron Radley steps in. Yeah, Northeast Alabama's ranked 2nd in the country. Swing and a miss. Sliced foul down the right field line. Caitlin Davis on an 0-2 pitch. Nearly hits Radley. They've got the names on the back of their unis. Wearing all black today. That's got to be warm. I like this uniform combination for the Lady Pioneers. Runner goes, throw down is not going to be in time. Stolen bag for Odell. Radley picked up a stolen base in game one. I believe that's the only two for Chat State. We have a full count Ministries full count. You don't want to get to Layla Turner on deck. She's been hot here in game two. There's a ground ball you're going to and going to give up a run to boot. The throw is not in time, and down to second goes Radley as she changes places. Chattanooga State's a good ball club, and when they play add-on, and that's exactly what they've done here. RBI single for Radley. Moves to second on the throw home. That's ill-advised throw home. You want to keep Radley at first, not to say that she wouldn't then steal second. A 2-out hitting for the Lady Tigers. They go back-to-back, and timeout called as Alyssa Costley wants to come out, try to settle Caitlin Davis down. Caitlin pitched pretty well. She's pitched around a couple of errors. Giving up 6 hits. She can get Turner that give her team a chance in the bottom of the 7th, but that's a big run right there. And just like they did in game one, they were up 10-7, put 2 more on the board in the top of the 7th. VolState matched those 2, but couldn't get over the hump. Lost 12-9. If they don't allow the 2 runs in the top of the 7th, they're down 10-9, and who knows what would happen. Ground ball to short. Grizzle's going to throw over to go. That's a successful mound visit by Alyssa Costley. Turner, who hit .394 a year ago, first team all-conference selection, grounds out to end the 7th. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. VolState needs something to start happening. Where is Dr. T when you need her, the good luck charm? Be right back in a minute. Bottom of the 7th. 3-0. Chat State trying to get the sweep of the doubleheader on the road. VolState looking for a little bottom of the 7th magic. Four, 5, and 6 due up for the Lady Pioneers. Maddie Shinton, Mally Grizzle, and Nia Dawson. Definitely a tough group. Let's see if Shinton goes after the first pitch. Ashlea Coble delivers one right down Broadway. Taking all the way was Shinton. Ground out and a fly out. Maddie had a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 7th to pull VolState closer. They could not muster any more offense. She finished game 1, 2 for 4. Home run and a double, 3 RBIs. She now has 10 home runs on the season. Number 11 would be a good start. 200-foot fence all the way around. Fair pole to fair pole. Still several out there in the outfield watching. Check my email just in case anybody else has chimed in that I've missed. I got one email. There it is. James Reinhardt watching from Milton, Florida. Hallie Uberoth's granddad. Thank you for the kind comments and appreciate you listening in on the VolState Sports Network. Maddie Shinton just swung on a pitch right in front of her face for a strikeout for Coble. That's her third. And Mally Grizzle will stand in. No other chats on YouTube, and James Reinhardt, the only email. Lifted out to center field. Back goes Odell. She's not going to get to that one. It's going to just get over her glove. Mally Grizzle picks up the first hit of the ball game for the Lady Pioneers. And is a one-out dudette double. Coble's flirt with a no-hitter thwarted by freshman Mally Grizzle. Now Nia Dawson will come to the plate. She's 0 for 1 with a walk. She hits one out of here, make it interesting here. Strike called in the right-handed batter's box. It must be taking a quick right turn when it gets to the plate. You put three of them right there, I don't know how anybody could hit it. That ball is missed by Moon, who has returned to the game and came back and hit the umpire. Grizzle will move to third on the pass ball. Coach is asking if that was a foul ball. Home plate umpire is going to go out and talk to the base umpire, who was basically about 85, maybe 90 feet away from it. I didn't hear anything. I didn't think Dawson reacted as though it's not even close. As I look at the replay, I mean, it was 2 feet away. And the coaches will be able to go back and review that as well and see. But from their vantage point, looks like it could have happened. Tying runs in the on-deck circle. Fouled off. Let's get the right count up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On that Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. Thanks to High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. That drilled over the head of Radley, and that's going to be back-to-back doubles. No, Dawson's not stopping at second. She's going to get into third base just under the tag. Why stop at second if you can get to third? And that breaks up the shutout as well. And the Framework Athletics first run of the game, scored by Mally Grizzle. Conference leader in triples. Drives in a run, and KJ Irwin at the plate with a chance to tie this up with one swing of the bat. That one's fouled off out of play, a Chick-fil-A at Gallatin. Foul ball. No home runs on the season for Irwin. None in her collegiate career. I say yard card right here. KJ, I'm calling it. Timeout as everybody wants to make sure they look back to say, okay, are you sure? Ground ball to third. Bobbled by Rosano, but it throws Irwin out at first. Dawson stays put. Good base running move by her. I lose my yard card. That'll bring up Caitlin Dillard as the final hope for VolState. She was in this situation in game one, and Coach Lynn lifted her for Jordan Lucas in the bottom of the seventh. Jordan flew out. She's going to square around a bunt, but pulls the bat back on a pitch high. Dillard 0 for 1 with a walk. She isn't bigger than a minute out there. She's about 5'2", I think. You're not going to use a yard card on Caitlin Dillard, but timeout called as the pitching coach. Brandon Carr comes out of the dugout. Blythe Golden is the head coach. She's in her 14th year, folks. She has had it going on over there at Chattanooga State. In her first 13 years, she's been the conference coach of the year 8 times. Currently the reigning coach of the year for the last at least 2 years. I couldn't find out whether or not she had collected that honor in 2023 or 2022. I know she had it in 2021. She had it 3 straight years in 2017, 2018, and 2019. But they have had a great program for a long time. She's also assisted by Amy Davidson, assistant coach. Brandon Carr is the pitching coach. Another attempted bunt and an unsuccessful visit. 3 balls and no strikes is the count. Maybe that's what Dillard is up there for, is to see if she can draw the walk. Outfield, left field is playing in, and that's ball 4, and here comes a run. No, Dawson will stay at third. Good call there. She gets thrown out, and that's the end of the ball game. And you need 2 more to tie. Dillard reaches on the walk. She's been walked twice. 3 walks now by Coble. And now the tying runs are on base. Kirsten Smith 0 for 1 stands in. Kirsten takes a healthy hack, fouls it off to the right. Dillard was on the move. You can get her to second base, and Smith collects a single. This game should be tied. 1 run in the inning. The 0-1. That's popped up just short. Diving catch by Cameron Radley ends the game. What a play by Radley. That ball hits, no telling where it's going to go. But she made a diving play to end the game. VolState threatens, but cannot push across the equalizers. And Chat State comes into Gallatin and takes 2 from the Lady Pioneers. 3-1 is the final. Caitlin Davis takes the loss. She fell to 7-3. She was trying to tie her staff mate Grayson Nealon with the most wins in the conference at 8, but she takes the loss. Winning pitcher Ashlea Coble moves to 6-2, according to Presto Stats. Chattanooga State moves to 7-1 in conference play and 14-20 overall. VolState falls to 11-3 in conference play, 26-12. Chattanooga 3 runs on 6 hits. These are unofficial. VolState 1 run on, I believe it was just 2 hits. As they leave, the tying runs on base on a spectacular play by Radley. That ball was fisted off of the handle of the bat by Smith. She got jammed. And Radley had to charge and make a Superman dive to make the catch, keep the ball off the dirt. For sure, 1 run would have scored if Smith would have been able to beat that out. 3 runs, 6 hits. I don't believe they made an error, Chattanooga State. And Ashley Coble gets a complete game, 2-hit, 1-run victory. She did walk 3, struck out 3, and plunked a batter. Both pitchers go complete games. Chattanooga State wins game 1 12-9 and game 2 3-1. Our Full Count Ministries verse of the game found in the book of Romans. To the 12th chapter, if you're a Bible memory person, this is a verse you've seen regularly. Romans 12:1 says, "Therefore I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship." Romans 12:1. 12:2 is a good one, too. We don't have time for that. Our player of the game, Caitlin Davis, gets the loss, but she goes the distance, scattering 6 hits, gives up 3 runs. They were all earned. And struck out 6. Don't know that she walked a batter. She did plunk 1. Gave up a solo home run to Layla Turner. She faced 30 batters. Gave her team a chance. Caitlin Davis, your Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. We'll take the rest of the weekend off. Hope you get a chance to get to church tomorrow or tonight if your church has services. And I will be back on the air with the Lady Pioneers. Let's check that. I think it's going to be a minute. It might not be until April 10th against Columbia State. So we'll try to at least have a live stream, but they do have Game Changer, as most VolState fans know. But thank you to the Chattanooga State fans that listened in today as well. Appreciate your comments on YouTube and for any emails that you sent. It's my pleasure to bring you VolState athletics, and they play other teams. So I'm a grandfather and a parent, so if my kid was playing college softball or baseball and I couldn't get to the game, I'd sure appreciate having a broadcast that I could watch. And, you know, another one of my mottos, if you don't like the broadcaster, just turn the volume down and you can just watch it. Most of the time, I get us to the correct camera angle. That'll do it from Gallatin. The doubleheader victory goes to Chattanooga State over VolState today. You probably see these teams in the conference championship, and it'll be great action again. For Athletic Director Bobby Hudson, President of VolState, Dr. Wendy Tossenson, and Head Coach Christian Lynn, this is Tim Reese saying so long. Thanks for watching another exciting edition of VolState Lady Pioneer Softball right here on the VolState Sports Network. God bless you.